Hey everybody, it's Dan with Pain for You. Today's topic is going to be, is TMS an illness? And I know I've used that term. I've called it a stress illness, and I'm really rethinking that. And I want you to rethink that. Before I dive into it, let's take a nice couple of deep breaths. Breathe in the confidence. Exhale the fear. Breathe in the optimism. Exhale the pessimism, right? Breathe in the hope. Breathe out the despair and the hopelessness. So, is TMS an illness? You know, we hear these things, tension myositis syndrome, mind-body syndrome, which when you look up the word syndrome, it's like a series of illnesses and disease, and you know, it's a whole bunch of bad stuff. And some of these words can be fairly, I guess, scary. No better word for it. And so I don't believe TMS is an illness, because there's nothing physically wrong with our body. And I heard somebody use the term stress response recently, and I really grabbed onto that. I like that phrase. I used to call it a stress illness, and even Dr. David Clark in his book, They Can't Find Anything Wrong, he calls it a stress illness. And maybe it's accurate, maybe it's medically accurate to call it an illness, but I like the fact that it's a stress response, because if you can turn down the stress and the fear, wouldn't the response automatically change? Because an illness gives you the impression that you need to heal from something, right? That there's something wrong structurally, physically. And so I think it's really important to pick the language that we use. And I really do love the term stress response, right? What's the impact of stress on our bodies, right? We go into fight or flight. And if we're in a chronic state of stress, we're in a chronic state of fight or flight. Well, a couple things happen. Our eyes widen. Our heart quickens, our breathing quickens, our blood flow pumps to the arms and legs, right? I've talked about this stuff over and over again. But what else happens? Our immune system and our digestive system gets suppressed. And if you're in a chronic state of suppressed immunity and digestion, you can get all sorts of digestive issues, from reflux to GERD to IBS to who knows, a million of them. Same thing goes with constipation, diarrhea. These things can happen. I was just talking to somebody the other day. He goes, I just got, had a fearful thought and whoosh, diarrhea, right? And people can go through their lives with this type of response because they expect it. Oh no, I'm nervous. I got to go to the bathroom. And so is that truly an illness, or is it actually a stress response? And like any pain that can be learned, these stress responses can also be learned. When we expect them, they're more likely to show up. Now, immunity, same thing. People have all sorts of stuff, whether it be skin issues, acne, rashes, rosacea, eczema, right? These things, in my opinion, tend to be influenced by the immune system, right? If your immunity is lowered, wouldn't your whole system not work as well? Is that an illness? I don't think so. It's a stress response. Immunity, people who get sick often, colds often, bronchitis. These are, bronchitis is a real illness. It's an infection. But is it caused by chronic stress? Possibly. I'm not saying you don't get the germs, but if you're more prone to get sick when everybody else around you is not, it could be that your immunity is lowered due to stress. So if all of these things, from chronic pain all the way through the immunity, all the way through digestive, to headaches, to back, to you name it, is all a stress response, what's the answer? Calm down. Learn that you are okay. Teach your brain that you're safe. Get your body out of the stress response by deep breathing, nature, meditation, yoga if you can, Pilates if you can, exercise if you can, but if not, just you can breathe anywhere. You can relax your body, right? Let your shoulders down. So calm your thinking. You can do that anywhere in any physical condition, regardless of how bad your pain is. You know, once you know it's TMS and that you accept it, you can turn down the catastrophic, fearful, pessimistic, depressed thinking. Say, I'm going to be okay. Yesterday's video was all about optimism, confidence, and hope. And you know, we can calm our thinking. So, look, guys and gals, this stuff matters. TMS is not an illness. I believe deeply that it's a stress response, and that stress can influence the function of our body, which may allow certain things to latch on, like chronic pain, numbness, weakness, tingling, burning, right? Doesn't mean you've got an illness that needs to be healed with medicine. Just means that there's been a chronic stress response, and that stress can often be triggered, by emotions, by thoughts, by fears, right? So, what do you guys think of this? I don't believe TMS is an illness because I don't think there's anything to heal. I don't think our immune system needs to kick in to resolve TMS pain or other symptoms. Just trust your body. Know that when you can turn down the fear and turn down the stress and know you're actually okay, the body will take care of itself. We don't have to do anything proactive to heal. So let me know what you think. Please comment below. Is stress an illness? Certainly feels like it sometimes, but I don't believe it is. So, love you guys and gals. We'll talk to you in the next video. See ya.